Good afternoon. Deb Rodenbaugh-Schaub here at the K-State Alumni Association, ready to give some more career services tips today to those who are maybe in job search mode. Keep in mind, members of the association do receive 2 hours of free career services per year. That's a great benefit. Dues are only $40 and recent grads dues are only $20 for the year. So that's a wonderful deal considering the many other benefits that come with membership. So today we're talking about interviews, and these are just some really quick thoughts to keep in mind. Some of it may seem elementary, but good refreshers, just keep in mind. So we know that the whole interviewing process is very competitive. So you just want to make sure that you're prepared. Practice with a friend, set up a mock interview with me. You can also Google sample interview questions and even very specific questions that you might want to check out before that interview. It could be that you're going to apply for a sports event coordinator, and you can actually Google for sample interview questions for a particular position like that. Make sure you research the employer. You want a very solid picture of what they're all about. It also tends to give you great examples of questions that you may have about the company, because that question often comes towards the end of an interview. What questions do you have for us? So if you've done research of their website, that you know their goals, their missions, cultures, recent successes, their products and services, it's a really great way to prepare yourself for that question should it be asked. Make sure ahead of time too that you've networked with your connections, those contacts, people that you know who may work for that company. They may be able to share important and beneficial information with you, such as some ideas of what might be expected in an interview with their company. They may even be willing to be that personal reference to provide information to leadership in the company about you and why you would be a good match for that position. Of course, make sure that your resume and LinkedIn information matches up. Don't overinflate your skills or experiences or education. That will catch up with you. So some preparation ahead of time. Make sure that you have your outfit picked out. You know what you're going to wear. It's appropriate. It's professional. You're not going to overdo on the jewelry or any outlandish attire. Don't overdo on cologne or deodorant. No, don't underdo on the deodorant. But you do want to make sure that you prepare in these ways ahead of time. It will make everything much less stressed for you, and you want to make sure that you're calm, cool, collected, well rested, both during the interview but also before the interview. On your way to the interview, it's important that you're in the right place in your mind as you approach that opportunity. So know exactly where you're going. You may want to drive that route ahead of time. Be aware of construction or high traffic. That kind of thing can make a huge difference, and you want to arrive early. Running late signals a lot of things to a potential employer. They may think that your time management skills are lacking, or maybe you lack respect for the company or the role that you're interviewing for, or possibly even that you lack the respect for the time of your interviewer. So be careful about that. Never arrive late, arrive early. Another tip, don't listen to music or bring along a drink into the waiting area for an interview or during the interview. That may seem really elementary, but it's a definitely don't do. Be courteous with everyone that you meet, from the time that you enter the building to the time that you leave the building. Leave that great first impression, because really that interview process begins the minute you walk inside that building. So be upbeat, be confident, watch your posture, the way you walk and sit and stand. You want to be attentive and professional. Be confident, shake the hand of the interviewer. Listen carefully to the introduction too. You want to make sure that you know that name of that interviewer so that you know how to pronounce it properly. You may want to use that person's name at different times during the interview. It really makes for a better connection and just a smooth communication and introduction with that person. So during the interview, be sure you're ready to explain why you're the best fit, have concrete, relevant examples, and make sure those examples are very tied to the detail that you already know was posted within that particular job posting, job description. You may be asked to describe a challenging situation, so you'll want to have different examples of those types of challenges where you had to come up with the action step, why you came up with that, what the outcomes were, the successes of that, and even what you learned from that situation. So as you're answering those questions that you receive from an interviewer, don't ramble. Make sure that your answers are concise and relevant and really fit the question that's being asked. And don't use slang. Be sure not to cut off your interviewer. If your interviewer is asking a question or making a comment, definitely don't cut in. And take your time as you're answering questions so that you're not starting out with or Just make sure that you're allowing yourself time to be prepared. Don't go overboard with hand gestures. Don't fidget. Those kinds of things can be distracting. And don't ever put down your previous employers or people that you've worked with in the past. That really plants a question mark in that potential employer's mind about, well, will you say negative things about us down the road? And you also want to make sure that you're making this potential employer very aware of your ability to work well with others and how you can work through a situation that may involve conflict in a very mature and effective, productive way. So in the end, always thank your interviewer before you leave and follow up with that thank you email or thank you note. It makes a difference. It's not only a courtesy, but it also reflects the way that you're able to make a thorough follow-up in a situation. So a lot of good things come with that thank you note. That's all I have for today. Be sure and contact me. I look forward to assisting you. Thank you.